I think it does make us feel like we've got company, doesn't it, Lucy? I mean, I'm just in my room talking to myself, but it does feel like we're kind of, it's just nice to do it all at the same time, isn't it? Okay, so it will stay recorded and then I will put it on Facebook afterwards for people. It just seemed, can you hear me now, Mark? Amazing. It seemed like people probably preferred YouTube. I know I did a little test last night, and the sound and the quality and stuff seemed a little bit better than Facebook. This looks a little laggy to me, but hopefully it's better to you. Um, and it's just easier to move around when it's a YouTube video, I think. We shall see. So all you need is your mat, a little cushion if you want one just to sit on, and I have got my blanket somewhere to hand because I'll do a little relaxation at the end. I'll just put you all to sleep, sort of thing. But we'll kind of keep it. I'm aiming to finish around 8 o'clock-ish still, just so you kind of can get on with the rest of your evening and things. Just have a little bit of a stretch out. So yeah, okay. Also, I'll try and put a link on Facebook probably for next time, but I have got music on Spotify. I've got albums that I normally play in my classes, but I thought it might just not work so well with the sound quality if I put a speaker on or put it through here, and it might be taken down. So I'll link to some music, but I would just put some music on in the background, whatever kind of makes you feel like you're having your little bit of yoga time, basically. Okay. So, sounds like we're all there. We've got some of you on. We'll just give it a go, eh? We'll just see what happens. So, I'm just going to come to the middle of my mat. Just coming into a seated pose then for me to start with. Sitting up nice and tall. Remember, if you want to, I'll grab my cushion. You can take your cushion, pop it under your bottom, just to make you sit a little bit taller and feel a little bit more comfortable. Just give the spine a bit more length, hips a bit more room. Okay. Oh God, am I on people's telly? I don't know whether I like the thought of that. Okay, nice and tall for me. Hands just down. I just want you to take a nice big deep breath all the way down to the belly. And then an exhale out the mouth. Just feel the body relax. Let's just go for one more of those. So big inhale, filling in the belly. And then exhale out the mouth. Good. Then we'll take our 3 breaths to tune in. Bringing the hands down to the sides. Take a nice big inhale to float all the way up, nice and tall. Easy exhale out the mouth. Brings the hands down to the chest. I just want you to plug the thumbs into the heartbeat. And just see if you can find that nice, easy rhythm. 2 more times, just the same. Big inhale floats you up. Easy exhale softens you back down. And one last time. Big inhale. Exhale. And while we have the thumbs on the heartbeat, it's a good time just to scan through the body and just notice how it feels. There might be any tension you're holding anywhere, maybe any aches, even just noticing all the points of connection to the ground. You can then start to draw that attention towards the breath without changing it too much, just noticing if it's maybe high in the chest, a little lower in the belly, maybe it feels quick or slow, and finally the mind. Just want you to notice how you feel right this moment. If you feel ready to, we'll start to bring the hands down. Really aware that my guinea pigs right next to this laptop have started to be really vocal. So if you hear these nibbles, please excuse the 2 guinea pigs just over here. So sitting up nice and tall will warm up the body, starting with the head. Take a nice big inhale to the head all the way over to one side. So big inhale takes you back, breathing down to the belly. And again, the exhale softens you back over. Just go for a few of those in your own time, nice and slow. Maybe trying to keep in tune with that breath. You can close the eyes here a little bit, just focus on it. On your next inhale, we're going to turn our head all the way over to one side. And then as you exhale, bring the head down into a semicircle. Relax the shoulders, relax the head, and then ease it up to the other side. So we're drawing that big U shape with the nose. If it feels good to relax the head at the bottom, linger there a little longer, relax those shoulders and do. You can ease up whenever you feel. Just want you to take one more of those and center up in the middle whenever you feel ready to. Okay, once we're there, I'm just going to do a little bit more work on the shoulders because I'm aware that, well, for a start, lots of us hold tension here, and there's a fair bit of tension going around at the moment. And also, if you've been working, probably feeling it in your shoulders a little bit. So what I want you to do is take an inhale, lift your hands all the way up, and then as you interlace them, exhale and bring them out in front of you. So we're trying to push those hands away. From this position, slowly start to relax your head down. So we're looking in between the legs. You should feel this in your trapeze, which is the back of your neck and across your shoulders. As you inhale, I want you to see if you can lengthen those hands a little further away. And as you exhale, relax the head down a little bit more. We're going to take 2 more breaths like this. So inhale, lengthen those arms. Exhale, relax down. And one more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, relax the head down. On your next inhale, slowly start to lift the head, and then we can release those hands down. Good. Working into those shoulders a bit more. I want to take your hands and place them on your shoulders with the fingers facing backwards. So to start with, we're going to be drawing circles going forward with our elbows. We'll do 3 of those, and then we'll go backwards. So as you inhale, nice and tall in the spine, we're going to bring those elbows forward, touch them if you can, and then as you exhale, roll them down your back. Okay, so 2 more like that. Make it nice and big. Inhale, we lift them up. Exhale back. And one more. So we inhale, lift them up. And then as you exhale, just keep them down behind you. Then we're going to go that opposite direction. So this is my clunky way for my clunky shoulders. We inhale, roll the shoulders back. And then as we exhale, bring them forward. So you might find it feels a little bit trickier this way, just to get those elbows to meet. It's really noisy. Good. Now, once you've done those, we can just release those hands down. Good. Have a little move for our hands. Coming into a bit of a twist now. So I want you to take one hand onto your opposite knee, tuck your other hand behind your waist or just on the ground. Take a nice big inhale, lengthen, and then as you exhale, we're going to twist the body. So we're looking all the way behind us. Take a nice big inhale, see if you can twist a little deeper. And then as you exhale, come back to the front again. Good. Same thing for the other side. So we cross it over. Inhale to lift and then exhale, twist. Big inhale sends you round. And then exhale to the front. Good. From that position, we're going to move into our legs for a little bit now. So if you are on a cushion, you can stay on it. I just find this is a little bit easier with my bum on the ground. I want you to lean backwards and take your legs out for a wide-legged stretch. So this doesn't need to be too extreme, just so you can feel the index. So it might be that you need to bring them a little bit closer together. You might need just to shimmy yourself around a little bit, put a bend in the knees, just whichever feels best for you. I'm going to take a little Sufi grind. If you can, toes facing up towards the ceiling. We're going to bring our hands into Jupiter fingers. So if you've been to a class before, you know that I just mean Charlie's Angels by that. Okay, so interlacing all but your index fingers for this one. We bring those hands out in front. And what we're aiming for is this idea that we're stirring a pot in front of us, if you like. So imagine you've got your handle in your hand. We take an inhale, lift. As you exhale, lean it forward. And then I want you to roll all the way over to one side. So I'm going to take my pot, or I take my spoon all the way over to one foot. And then I'm going to lean back and stir it all the way around. If you wanted to, you can even bring your head down as you lean forward. And then take it back. So you should feel this in those hips a little bit, in the back as you and then come up to the center. Now, hopefully you're in the direction you've just gone in, because you're going to go in the opposite direction now. So bringing the hands back together, and you can just shimmy yourself around, get as comfortable as you can, okay? Take an inhale, lift up, exhale it forward, going over to that other side, and sending it back. So the aim is that our fingertips should hopefully feel like they get a little bit closer to those toes each time. Don't need to touch them, it's just that idea of sending them in that direction. And we'll just go for one more for me, all the way. And back up, good. We can release those hands, give them a little bit of a shake. Bring your feet together, give your legs a bit of a shake, a bit of a tap if they need them. Grab a little drink if you'd like one, and then we'll go into a bit of a flow from there. Just gonna make sure we're all happy, all okay. You're all there, fabulous. Oh, Julie, have you frozen, or have I frozen? Completely frozen, oh no. Hopefully I'll come back to you, Julie. Can you hear me? Is it just that I'm stuck in one spot? Let's have a little look. It does seem to be a bit of a lag on my end. Let's see if anyone appears. Okay, I'm going to keep it going, Julie. If you can hear me, hopefully it will come back. If not, you know, just pop round and I'll do it through a window at you or something. We'll go for that. Okay, so hopefully if someone's still there with me, we're going to come into our cat-cows just to stretch the back out a little bit. So I'm going to hopefully face this way so I'm nearest the laptop and you can carry on hearing me. I can see if anyone says anything. So into a box pose, hands underneath the shoulders, knees, and a nice flat back. So remember, looking out in front. Inhale, lift your head and your bottom nice and high, belly low as you look up. And then exhale, curl the spine all the way up to the ceiling. Looking in between the legs, that nice big stretch into the shoulders. So as you inhale, we take it back up and through. Push the hands down as you look all the way up to the ceiling. And then exhale, we just curl it round. Lizzie, still with me, good. Two more like that for me. So we inhale, lift it up. Bring the shoulders down. And then exhale, curl it. And last one. Big inhale. And exhale. Staying in your cat pose, looking between the legs, or just take two little cat-cows with that child's pose in between. So in your cat pose, looking between your legs, slowly bring your bottom down to your feet, coming down into child's pose, getting that nice little lengthen in the back. If it feels good to try and take those hands just a little bit further away, maybe bring the head down, get that deeper stretch in the shoulders. And once you're in your child's pose, we're actually going to take a stretch side to side, so working in towards the side and the armpit. So in your child's pose, I want you to lift your head very slightly and then slightly walk your hands over to left. So I'm going to walk them both just off the mat and then bring my head down. So you should feel this in your right side. So it's just a little gentle stretch down the right. Just take a breath or two there. And then whenever you feel ready to, as you lift your head, slowly work your hands all the way over to the right and then bring the head down. It doesn't need to be too extreme. We're just trying to get that little extra stretch there. And slowly lifting the head, coming back to the center, and then we're coming all the way up for our cow pose. So I bend my elbows as I inhale, lift up, making my head and my bum go up nice and high and my belly really low. And we'll do that one more time. So curl the spine into cat, looking between the legs, slowly coming down to child's pose. If it feels more comfortable, take those knees out a little wider, keep your feet together so you can come down a little bit lower. And then we're going to take that little turn side to side again. So I'm going to lift my head, slowly walk over towards the left, and bring that head down. And then lifting the head slowly over to the right. Might feel a little bit different with those knees out wide. I mean, it feels a little bit nicer actually, gives my chest a bit more room. Lifting that head, slowly coming back to the middle. Good. Bring those knees back together if you can. And then inhale, lift up and just come into box pose. So just have that moment to find your neutral spine again. Little elbows tucked in. We'll have our bum wag side to side. So leaning your bum over to the left, looking over your left shoulder to see if you can see it. And then all the way over to the right. Again, looking over the shoulder, see if you can see it. Just a few of those for me side to side. Good. Coming back towards the center, and we'll come up for that first down dog. So moving the hands just slightly further away, curl the toes, and then take a big inhale to lift up. Bums nice and high, heels off the ground, is sort of parallel with your arms, and just starting to walk on the spot. So pedaling those feet. Take that nice little stretch down the back of the legs. Good. We can try taking those feet out to the width of the mat. Just really lean it back here. So you should be feeling this in your calves, your shins. Maybe have a little move around here with the knees one at a time, all together. Whatever feels good. From this position, let's take our little challenge here. Let's see if we can take one hand back and touch the opposite leg. So I'm going to lift up my right hand, left leg, give a tap on my shin, and then to bring it all the way back down. Same thing for the other side. So I'm going to pick up my left hand, send it back, tap my right shin, and then come all the way back down. Good. Bringing the feet a little bit closer together. Let's go down dog to up dog 3 times for me. We can do this. So the first one will go onto those knees. Inhale, lift up to the tiptoes. Roll the body forward into plank, nice and slow. Once we've got those bums down, soften the knees down, uncurl the toes. Lean it forward, once the chest stays up, and we bring those hips down so we get that nice little stretch there. From that position, going back to down dog. So onto the knees, curl the toes, big push down dog. If that felt enough, do exactly the same thing 2 more times. If you've got a little bit more wiggle room, a little bit more in you today, we'll inhale, lift up to the tiptoes, roll the body forward into plank. As you exhale, lower those hips straight down, keep the chest up, have that little sway, we know it, our little up dog side to side. Then whenever you feel ready to, big push back to down dog. So big push all the way back for me. Oh, that was my ankle click, goodness me. I've got all the clicks today. And one more time. Inhale, lift up to the tiptoes, roll the body forward, either onto those knees or straight down with those hips. Get that little stretch. And then big push all the way back. Good. Pedal into those feet. And then we'll slowly come up to the top of our mat for forward fold. So bending those knees, gently work your way forward. Move your hands to help you. We all know it. Move all your clothes once you get there. Okay. So breathe. Once we're there, feet hip distance apart. So 2 fists between those big toes. Knees nice and soft for me. You can still see me. And then we'll take a ragdoll. So hands to opposite elbows. Relax the head down. Nice little sway side to side. Give your head a little shake when you're here. Do your yeses in your nose. Really relax it down. Bend those knees. Next from mouth. Take a nice big deep inhale. And then as you exhale, relaxing those hands down towards the ground. Coming into our little twist. Again, those knees can be nice and soft. Bring your right hand to the outside of the left ankle. And then inhale your left hand all the way up to the ceiling, looking up if you can. Exhale back down. Same thing on the other side. So we cross it over. Big inhale, lift up. And then exhale back down. Bend those knees, inhale, roll up to stand, squeeze the tummy as you go. Head's the last thing up. And that nice big exhale once we get there. Okay. Oh, I'm right in the sun. I'm here somewhere, I promise. From there, taking that little balance. So I want you to lean onto your left leg, squeeze the tummy, look out in front. Inhale, lift your right knee nice and high. And then as you exhale, soften that standing leg. So whoa, get more for me there. I just want you to see if you can open up that hip. So sending your right knee all the way over and back. You might find your hand as sort of an opposite. Lift the knee up to the chest, exhale back to low lunge. So sweep it back and bring those hands all the way down to your low lunge. Good. Once we're there, little twisted lunge. So that right hand stays down and we inhale the left hand all the way up to the ceiling. Again, looking up if you can, and then exhale back down. Same thing to that open side. So remember, left hand further away from you. Inhale, lift the right hand nice and high. And then exhale back down. Little bit of a challenge for you here. Lift and lower 3 times, low lunge to high lunge. So we take those hands away to start. Make sure the legs feel nice and strong. Keep looking out in front at the same spot. Take a big inhale, lift it all the way up. And then exhale, soften back down. Amazing balance today. 2 more the same for me. Big inhale, lift it up. Exhale, soften back down. And that last one, big inhale, lift it up. Exhale, soften back down. Ground the hands down, push back to down dog. So big push all the way back for me, pedaling to those feet. Breathe. Good. Same little movement for that other leg. So we're going to walk up to the top of our mat again for forward fold. Again, nice and slow. Feet hip distance apart, so there's 2 fists between your big toes. Knees nice and soft. And then this time again, working into those shoulders. So I want you to really kind of bring your bum low, bend your knees. Inhale, lift the hands up and interlace them behind your back. Either just sending them down your back, getting a stretch there. Or if you've got a bit more wiggle room, bend your knees. Inhale, lift the hands all the way up and over. So just till they stop, basically. Feels like a very flattering angle. And then from there, relax your head down and take a little sway side to side. So I can definitely feel this in my shoulders today because it's kind of like chiseling through concrete, just right in between my shoulder blades. Trying to relax the head, to give it a little shake. Nice big deep breaths. Take a nice big deep inhale. And then exhale, relax those hands all the way down again. Good. Coming into that twist one more time. So right hand to the outside of your left ankle. Inhale the left hand all the way up to the ceiling, looking up if you can. Exhale back down. Same thing on the other side. So we cross it over. Big inhale, lift up. And then exhale back down. Bend those knees. Inhale, roll up to stand. Squeeze the tummy as you go. Nice big exhale once we're there. Good. And we'll test out the balance on the other leg. So we're leaning to the right, squeezing the tummy. Inhale, lift that left knee up. Soften your standing leg. So just keep looking out in front. Find that balance. Once you're there, opening up that hip for me. So that free hand again does whatever it needs to do. Good. Nice big deep breaths. Bend that standing knee. Take an inhale, lift the knee up to the chest. Exhale, back, low lunge. All the way back. Oh, that's just the squeak of my mat, I promise. From there, coming into our twisted lunge. So left hand down. Inhale the right hand all the way up to the ceiling. Looking up if you can. Exhale, back down. Onto that open side. Remember, right hand's further away. Inhale, open everything up. And an exhale, back down. Ground the hands down, push back, down dog. Well, last time, big push. Pedal into those feet. Okay. As you exhale, soften the knees down to the ground. Uncurl the toes and rest it back in child's pose. Well, take a little breath and a drink and see what my guinea pigs are fighting about. Honestly, guys, I've been quiet all day. Hopefully you're all still there. Okay, just have a little breather as long as you need. Grab a little drink if you'd like one. Let me know if you're still there. Otherwise, it's just me and these guinea pigs just absolutely crucify me. Okay. Right. Yep. Amazing. Thanks, Lizzie. Okay. So, second flow, mainly going to be focusing on the core. So it's going to be, well, I'm going to say it's going to be a short flow. This is me. I'm going to make it up as I go along. But I just want to work a little bit on that core as we move around. So it's going to be a little planky. Squeaky mat. Yes, it was even, I promise. It's really squeaky. Okay, so I'll face this way because this is automatically the way I face, but I feel like you'll hear me better this way, so I'll go this way. So working that core a little bit, that's the area I really want you to focus on as we go through the next flow. I'll keep it sort of brief and then we'll work on the hip. Okay, so coming into child's pose for me whenever you're ready. We shall start from there. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale out the mouth. On that next inhale, slowly lift up through that box pose, curl the toes, big push down dog. You know. Good. Pedal into those feet. From there, we're going to take down dog split to low lunge with the right leg. So inhale, lift your right leg nice and high. Bend the knee, look forward. Exhale, sweep it through low lunge. Sweep it on through. Good. Give it that wiggle if it just needs to do it on its own accord and its own time. From that position, keeping your legs where they are for me, I want you to inhale, lift your chest and bring your hands to your chest in prayer pose. So you should really feel this in your legs, okay? And all I want you to do here, the chest is going to stay where it is, but our back knee is going to try and touch the ground 3 times. So nice and tall with your spine, take an inhale. As you exhale, see if you can bend your left knee, just touch the ground, and then push back up. We're going to start with those legs. 2 more for me. So we slowly go down, push back up. All last time. And all the way back up. Good. Bring those hands down. Push back to plank. So big push. Squeaky mat, I promise. In your plank pose for me, have that little sway side to side. We're just trying to tuck the bottom in. Elbows tucked in for me. And then 3 times those knees together are going to touch the ground 1 more time. So take an inhale. As you exhale, bend those knees, see if they can touch. And then come back up. Good. 2 more for me. All the way down. Don't know why I have to make a noise, but I do. And then all the way back up. I'm breathing heavy. 1 more. All the way down. And all the way back up. Good. Push back, down dog. Breathe it out there. That felt harder than I thought it would be. Oh, is that just me? Am I getting unfit? Sitting on my bum all day? Breathe. Pedal those feet. Same little routine, again, nice and short on the other leg. So it's down dog split, low lunge, left leg. Big inhale, lift it all the way up. Ooh, hit that. Bend the knee, look forward. Exhale, sweep it on through. Listen to that mat. Never get a rubber mat. And come into your low lunge for me. That's actually, yeah, typically it does come back for plank pose. I know. Okay, into those legs to start. So, staying as you are with those legs. Inhale, lift the chest. Come into prayer pose. Nice and low. Keeping the chest where it is. That right knee this time is just going to touch the ground 3 times. Big inhale. Exhale, bring it down, touch. And then push back up. Oh yeah, all the way down. It's nice and slow. And then push it back up. Good. 1 last time, all the way down. And all the way back up. Good. Bring those hands down to the ground. Push back to plank for me. Big push. All the way. Good. This time, not those knees, it's going to be those elbows. So I'm going to come down onto one elbow. So I'm going to go down on my right elbow, down on my left elbow, push up on your right, and push up on your left. 2 more of those for me. Down on your right, down on your left, up on your right, and up on your left. And one last time. Still with me? All the way down on the right, all the way down on the left, up on the right, and up on the left. Push back to down dog. Breathe. Pedal those feet. If you can, just trying to get your breath if you've lost it. That might just be me talking at the same time. Whew. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, soften the knees down to the ground. Uncurl the toes. A little quick rest in child's pose. Are we still there? Are you still with me? Okay. That felt harder than I thought it would. Is that just me? I've been eating too many French fancies. From that position, this time I want you to lift your head and walk your hands in towards you. So we're just coming onto those knees, onto the shins. Okay, that was short and sweet, but that was enough for me. All I want to do in this pose is work on stretching the shins and the feet a little bit, so the tops of the feet. So this is going to be nice and simple again, just staying with this pose for me. If you find in this position that you've got any kind of discomfort in the tops of your feet, I want you to take a little cushion, place it just on top of your feet so it goes under your bottom, and rest it there. So we're just trying to lift ourselves up. Bad idea having a late dinner. Yeah, I decided I thought I'd have my dinner after this. Sorry. So all I'm trying to do is lengthen my spine, nice and tall, and stretch into those legs a little bit. If you find that you can, we're going to sit all the way back. Again, just stretching the shins a little bit. Really tiny little stretch here. Now I'm going to move this stretch in towards my feet. So for me, this is actually probably one of the most uncomfortable spots because my feet are incredibly tight. My arches are very tight. But I'm going to show you how I would do this little stretch, just nice and gently. So I would bring myself up to start with, nice and tall. So I do have to, just the little ones, just have to kind of spread them to start with so that they're all facing forward as I'm sat in this position. This might be enough. It might be enough to keep the chest up, spine nice and tall, and nice straight legs, okay? So if that's enough, keep it here, just have a little stretch of your feet. If you wanted to try going backwards a little bit, again, I would normally start with a cushion. I would place it on top of my legs and gently bring my bottom down. With this pose, it starts off and you kind of think, oh, this is okay. And then for me anyway, it gets quite tight in my big toes and in towards my arches. So I would typically lean back in this way, give my feet a bit of a stretch. Again, I can always make sure they're all tucked the right way. And then if it starts to get too strong, lift your bottom up and just release for a little while. Okay, if you find that the stretch for you can't feel it that much, or you've got a little bit more wiggle room, you take a little cushion away and you see if you can lean back onto your heels. And I can do this maybe a breath or two, then it starts to feel pretty strong in my toes for me, but it's a really good release of your feet. And the reason I've put this one in, I know for a few of you at my Dean class, we looked at feet. I want to say we looked at feet in the last class that we had. We hold a lot of tension there, and if you're struggling to sleep at the moment, which I mean I am, releasing your feet a little bit is a nice way just to relax them, release them, hopefully help you sleep a little bit as well, because they get quite tense. So I'm just going to take one more breath here because I'm a wimp and I can feel it now lighten up with my feet, and then very slowly I'm going to lift my bottom up. Take my little cushion away, bring my hands down, and just release those feet. So just coming down. If I need to, give them a little bit of a wiggle, a little bit of a move around. We've got someone settling in there, I can't see. Oh, Stephen with his late dinner. So I've mentioned the feet. I'm sure, yeah, for a few of you, possibly having like me talk you through a little foot massage before and things like that. But I was just really aware of it today that, you know, there's a lot going on at the moment. Everyone's, you know, we're all watching the news and you know, can be a bit worried about things in particular at the moment. And just looking after your body and, you know, looking after things like your feet and your hands and how you sleep. It's just little things that you can do that just kind of give you a bit of me time. Do something nice for yourself. So yeah, just give them a little wiggle if they need it. But they're a good one to look at if you are struggling to sleep. It certainly works for me anyway. Okay, grab a little drink. How are we doing for time? Amazing. So I thought we'd go into a few little hip openers and then I shall talk you through a little relaxation if you like. All the hard stuff is over. Just snuck in those abs and legs. Okay, so again, I reckon anyone watching this has probably been to a class before, so you might remember the hip openers that I like. I'm going to show you reclining cobbler as a nice one to do if you just fancy a bit of time to relax. And then I thought I'd talk you through lizard, because I often talk you through pigeon, but lizard would seem like a good place to go for today. So to start with, I'll just quickly shoot through reclining cobbler, and then we'll go on to lizard. So again, if you remember your reclining cobbler, it's a weird sentence, I know. Soles of the feet together, knees out nice and wide. Oh, bring your head down. I forgot I tied my top in a knot. There it is. Okay. Hands onto the chest or out to the side or up into little cactus arms. And then we're just relaxing the body as much as we can, giving your bum that little wiggle just to release down. That's all we're going to do there. You can play around with how close the feet are to your body, whether you're making a little diamond shape or a little bit closer. Honestly, I hope you can hear these nibblings of these guinea pigs. All day long, they just lay on their bums and done nothing. Okay. And then if you fancy a little bit more, then we're going to go into lizard pose, okay? So lizard pose, if you remember, we go from a down dog split and then we bring the foot through to the outside of the mat. So I'm going to start with my right leg just so you'll be able to see it on this side. I might just move this ever so slightly. Okay, so if you're happy with that reclining cobbler though, just stay there for a little while. Have a bit of time there just to relax and give those hips a bit of a release. If you wanted to go for something a little bit different, then we'll go into lizard. So make your way in. The sun has gone. I know it is getting dark. I don't know whether this is a better time for me to film if you can see me better or worse now. I don't know. So into down dog for me. Once you're up, again, pedal those feet. And then we're going to take our down dog split with that right leg. So take a nice big inhale, lift the right leg nice and high, bend the knee, look forward, exhale, sweep it forward to the outside of your mat. This is normally when we make all the stompy noises. So just slowly bring it down, okay? You can have a little wiggle around here. You get yourself as comfy as you can. If it feels good to, bring that back knee down and uncurl the toes from there. Okay. I can't decide if I think it's so dark now you can't see my legs anymore. From this position, if this is enough for the tops of your legs and enough for this right hip, you can maybe take your foot a little bit wider. You can come onto the side of your foot, inside of your knee, and open up from there. Or we can try and come down to those forearms. So if you remember, we always start with the outside forearm. So I'm going to go for my left forearm. And then we can go for that inside one, that right one, which normally likes to hang around a little bit higher. So just see what feels best. If it feels a little bit too much today, bring yourself up. Maybe go for a little forward and back. See what you prefer. We can have a little rock in the hips. Sometimes it's quite good because it will help you find naturally what feels like the best spot for you. So where you're getting the stretch, where it feels best for your body. We're just going to take a few little breaths here. And if you're doing this on repeat, if you're doing this at another spot, you can spend as long as you like in these. I mean, maybe not, the day, but you can spend a little bit of time in them just easing out. Now this is the bit I'm going to make you all make a little bit of noise. We're going to come back up onto those hands and we're going to switch legs. So I want you to curl your back toes, lift that knee, push back to down dog. So big push. Oh, there we go. All the way back, even scared the guinea pigs. Have that little stretch all the way back and down dog. Then we'll move on to our other side. So it's our down dog split with the left leg. The inhale, we lift up nice and high. Bend the knee, look forward. Exhale, sweep it through. So it's the outside of your mat. Such a squeaky mat. Okay. From that position, knee down at the back, honey. Uncurl the toes. One leg might feel better than the other. This leg might feel tighter than the other. Just have that little move around. See what feels best. If you wanted to come down a little bit lower and start with your outside elbow, so right on this one, and then maybe down on the left. What I didn't show on the other side, but equally you might not have seen, is that you could take your arm nearest to your foot, wrap it round the foot as you bring it down, just to give you a little bit more room. I have no idea if you can see. So just, oh, squeak, squeak. What feels best? But if you're in your reclining cobbler, having a lovely time at the moment, you can just start to reverse that pose. So I'd want you to bring your, I'm gonna bring your knees together, feet flat underneath. Walk your feet out wide. But my lizards, I'm gonna lazily come into my lizard this time. Don't tell anyone. There we go. We're gonna take just one more breath here and then start to ease out as well. So on your next inhale, slowly come back up to the hands. Curl the back toes. Push up the back leg, push back, down dog. So big push all the way back. Oh, clicky again. Pedal those feet. Nice big deep breaths. Take a nice big deep inhale. And then as you exhale, soften the knees down to the ground. Uncurl the toes and rest back in child's pose. Good. You've made it through. We've done it. Okay. And then we'll all just finish with our little happy baby. And then I'll just talk you through a little bit of a guided meditation. I'll keep it kind of briefish tonight. Again, you can fall asleep on your own time. You can do as long as you like. Okay. So, coming all the way down for me. Hugging the knees into the chest. So hopefully my reclining cobblers, you've started to join us here as well. Otherwise I've just left you windscreen wipering. Have that little rock side to side, just so you feel your bottom lift off the ground. Once you're there, bring the feet up so the soles of the feet face the ceiling. Lift up so you can hold onto the outside of the feet. Take your knees nice and wide. Bring your head down. Have that little sway side to side. And if you're me, really regret putting a knot in the back of your top as you rock side to side on it. Whoa. If you wanted to, we could try and straighten those legs today. See how that feels. If you're like, no, then just bend the knees, ease out. Take a nice big deep inhale. And then as you exhale, we release the feet, hug the knees into the chest one last time. And then you can exhale and collapse on the floor. Grab a little drink if you need it. Am I still there? Oh, it is getting dark, isn't it? Julie, you're still alive. I'm really glad to hear it. I don't ever want to actually kill anyone with yoga. Okay. Got my deep breath. Amazing, Stephen. That's it. Yeah, get your tunes on. So, if you find that you're kind of getting short on time, I would say just have a few breaths, relax for a while. If you've got just a few more minutes, I'm just going to do that little guided meditation for you. Leave you a few breaths or so, and then we'll slowly tune out together. I'll stay seated just so I can speak to the camera, to the microphone a little easier. But do pop any layers on that you'd like. I'd say close your curtains, but maybe you're more prepared than I am and have them. Blanket, whatever you like. Dog, small human. Yes, you can relax now, Lizzie. Okay. So hopefully the sound's been okay and you've heard me okay. I'm going to pick up one of these guinea pigs when we finish, just to prove that they're here, because they've been very noisy for me. Okay. Okay. So remembering that if you're lying down completely flat, if your lower back is lifted off the ground slightly, just to bend the knees, place the feet flat, just so you can flatten out your back and be a little bit more comfortable. Okay. So nice big deep breaths all the way down to the belly. As you breathe in, just feeling the belly expand and lift. And as you breathe out, just feeling it soften back down. And we'll just start at the very top of the head. Slowly releasing all the tiny muscles in the scalp, down behind the backs of the ears, and the nape of the neck. If it feels good, we can just turn the head side to side, just easing it down to the ground and feeling it soften out. Working back through to the hairline and gently onto the face. You can just raise the eyebrows up, feel that tension rise in the forehead, and release. Just feeling it soften back down. Moving down to the eyes, we can gently roll them one way and then back the other way. And just soften them down into the sockets. Moving down the bridge of the nose and the cheeks, all the way through to the jawline. Feeling them soften back down. Releasing the tongue in the mouth. You can send that feeling all the way down the throat, the neck, deep into the collarbone. In turn, just shifting that feeling into the shoulder blades, maybe moving them side to side. Then working over to the shoulders and gently down the arms. All the way to the elbows and the forearms, through the wrists and deep into the hands. You can just clench the hands together, feel that tension rise all the way up and release, feeling them soften back down. Sending that feeling all the way up to the very top of the back. We can gently work our way down the vertebrae, one notch at a time, easing it down to the ground, all the way to the hips. From there, we can send that feeling up to the top of the chest and just follow the breath as it releases across the chest, down into the ribs and sides, and all the way into the belly. Just relaxing the muscles as we go. We can move this feeling into the hips, maybe just shifting them side to side. Working all the way through the tops of the legs and the thighs, all the way to the kneecaps. We can just squeeze the knees in, feel that tension rise in the legs, and release, feeling them soften back down. Working through the shins and the calves, all the way through the ankles, and then deep into the feet. We'll just create that final piece of tension there by squeezing the toes as much as we can. Feel the tension rise up and release. Just feeling them soften out, maybe ease to the sides. So we'll just spend some time focusing solely on the breath. To stay connected, we can count those inhales and exhales. And if any thoughts come at all, we just acknowledge them and let them go. Very gently, just start to bring our awareness back into the room. You can wiggle the fingers and the toes and just start to focus back on the breath. You can take a nice big full body stretch to help you wake up. A big inhale, lifts the arms all the way up and over. Really point the fingers and toes. And as you exhale, soften back down. In your own time, very slowly. Just want you to roll onto one side and make your way back to your seated pose. Take your time. I'm definitely in the dark now. Then once you're there, then feel free to have a blanket over you. We'll just take our 3 breaths to tune out. So bringing the hands down to the sides. Take a nice big inhale to float all the way up, nice and tall. Easy exhale out the mouth, brings the hands down to the chest. You can just plug the thumbs into the heartbeat and that nice easy rhythm. 2 more times just the same. Big inhale floats you up. Easy exhale softens you back down. And one last time. Big inhale. Easy exhale. And while we have the thumbs on the heartbeat, it's a good time just to scan through the body again and just notice how it feels. And then draw that attention towards the breath without changing it too much, just noticing how it feels in the body. And finally, the mind. Just want you to notice how you feel right this moment. And namaste. Thank you so, so much. Namaste, Lizzie. I hope you enjoyed that. Oh, I really am in the dark. I have ordered a light to try and make this look a little bit more profesh. I'll just come over so I can see what you're saying. Namaste, Julie. Yes, I realised that for all the years that I've lived here, I probably should have put some blinds up at some point, but I'll try and get something. That was maybe a little bit of an issue. But I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that felt good just to have a little move around. I hope it was just me that my guinea pigs were annoying and not you. I'm going to try and show you one, see if they'll play ball, because they've been very noisy that whole time. So, can we see? I can't see where I am now, but this is Stevie. It was being incredibly noisy, weren't you, during that whole thing? Normally they're very quiet, so we've just had that joy, haven't we? There you go, missus. Okay, don't normally have a yoga class where it finishes with saying guinea pig, do you? There we go. But yes, let me know how that was. Let me know if there's anything I can try and improve for next time. And I shall save it, put it on Facebook. I think the next one we've got is actually, what day is it? I don't know what day it is. It's Tuesday, isn't it? I want to say the next one is tomorrow lunchtime. Let me know if that's right. I think it was. Which obviously will have a bit of better light. I don't know whether the internet connection is a bit of an issue when it's the evening. Normally it's obviously peak times, but at the moment I think it's just all peak, isn't it? We'll just see how we get on. But hopefully, you know, I've got the time now. We'll make this really, really sort of sleek by the end of it, won't we? We'll have it working. But I hope you enjoyed it anyway, and it was really nice to kind of be able to chat to you guys a little bit as we went and stuff like that. So let me know if there's anything you want for future classes.